Hi guys, it's Matthew here. Welcome back to another video on my channel today. And this is the week of it's the week of Halloween, so I thought it might be a good idea to do a spooky tier list, as a matter of fact. And I realized that I have never done a tier list for just the Halloween franchise, so I thought it might be fun to do a tier list of the Halloween franchise. And this is by far one of my favorite horror franchises, as a matter of fact, and I'm very excited to do a tier list of all four of these movies, as a matter of fact. But yeah, be sure to share your rankings down below. But with all that being said, though, guys, be sure you hit that like button as well as that red subscribe button, but most importantly, make sure you press that notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. And those of you guys that are new to the channel, I do more than just movies and TV. I also do Lego related stuff. I play video games. I do haul and unboxing videos. I do all sorts of stuff like that here on the channel. So if you guys like to watch anything like that on YouTube and want to show your support, be sure to go check out my channel, because there will definitely be something in there for you to enjoy. But without any further ado, guys, enjoy the video. Let's get started here. Okay, so the tiers I have today are the best ones, great, good, okay, and the bad ones. And there are going to be a couple that go down there for sure. But so yeah, so for some reason, the tier list maker did not put these in chronological order, but that's okay. I know which movies go after which, as a matter of fact. So we are starting off with the original Halloween from 1978, and this one is obviously going into the best ones. So the original Halloween, I actually think is actually one of my favorite slasher movies of all time. Like, the Halloween franchise, the villain Michael Myers is iconic for one particular reason. And people love this franchise, and people even say that the best one out of all 13 of these movies is still the very first one. And honestly, I don't blame these other people. I mean, there is one other movie I would say that I like just as much as the first one, but um other than that, but aside from that one, this remains the gold standard of the franchise, and it obviously goes in the best ones. Following that, in 1981, we have Halloween 2. And I don't know how controversial this is gonna be, but I'm actually am only gonna stick this one on the okay tier. Let Like I said, I enjoy this movie, and if you guys know me and have followed me for any determined amount of time, you guys know by now that what I like about movie sequels is how they pick it up from where the last movie left off, and I think Halloween 2 does that very well. And but the biggest nitpick with this movie that I have was how the movie ended, with Michael Myers burning up in the hospital. And then the next movie that we get, which we'll talk about here in a second, um is how Michael Myers burns up. Like I understand why they did that, and I will talk about that reason when we go into the next movie. But yeah, so there's some good sequences in this movie, but on one hand, it's but based on how the movie ends is what really kills this movie for me. And it could have easily went up in the good tier, but based on how it ends, I'm only going to put it on the okay tier. Next up on our list is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. So now, this is the love or hate movie in the franchise. And for me, I do not like this movie at all. So it is going straight into the bad ones. So, let me finish up, my comment about Halloween 2. I'm not a fan of how the movie ends because they said that was the end of Michael Myers, and then after that they were gonna carry on the name Halloween for 4 years and do different stories in the Halloween franchise. But then this movie bombed at the box office, and then they had to bring back Michael Myers, and that's my problem with Halloween 2, is that it ends in an unnecessary way that they can't really carry on like at all. And same thing with Halloween 3, and that's when it carries into Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I do not like this movie at all. This is my least favorite movie in the entire franchise. Not because it has nothing to do with Michael Myers. I just do not like the concept of this movie. And also, for those of you that have followed me for quite a while, you guys might remember that I don't like watching awful things happening to children, and it appears that a lot of awful things happen to children in this movie, and it's just not a very good movie to me. If you guys like it, good for you, but for me personally, I do not care for it at all, period. Next up, we're going with Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and it's not quite god tier for me, but I'm gonna stick it on the great tier because I actually thought that this was a really good redeem for the franchise after my disappointment with Halloween 2 and the crap bomb for me, which was Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. So I like how we don't focus on Laurie Strode for a couple of movies and we get like this whole sequel timeline with Jamie Lloyd and whatnot. And I like how they bring back Dr. Loomis monitoring Michael Myers as well. So I like how they bring back some of the characters from the first two Halloween movies. But I also what I like about Halloween 4 is that how it starts a new timeline that where we don't focus on Laurie Strode at all. And this has a very good action premise as well. And this is easily one of the better movies in the Halloween franchise compared to the ones that I'm going to have below the good tier, as a matter of fact. So yeah, this movie's pretty good overall. Moving right along, we are at Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. This is another movie in the franchise that I see a lot of people like it and a lot of people hate it. So this is another movie that feels like a love or a hate, but for me, I enjoy this movie, and this one's gonna go right up there with Halloween 4 in the great tier. So I really like Halloween 5 for what it delivered, and this is a good 1-2 punch because Halloween 5 picks up where Halloween 4 left off. And something else I really like about it is the whole thing with Jamie Lloyd. Like she keeps having like all of these visions of Michael Myers in her head and whatnot. And and then Michael Myers is just doing like all of these brooding things and whatnot. And also, even though at the end of Halloween 4 they make you think Jamie Lloyd's going to be the killer, but then that doesn't end up happening, even though that it doesn't end up happening on what the last movie indicated, I still think it picks up where the last one left off, because I feel like they like scrapped that idea of Jamie Lloyd being the killer, and then finally we move on to like the actual storyline in this movie specifically. And there's also a lot of really good sequences in this movie, just like in Halloween 4. So now we're moving on to the sixth movie in the franchise, and that is Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. And this one's straight up going into the bad ones. Um, I I do not care for this movie like at all. I actually found this movie very disturbing, and there's a baby that actually gets involved in this movie, and then it feels like Michael Myers is like stalking Jamie Lloyd after she has her baby, and he's like after her because he's trying to kill the baby for whatever dumb reason that he's trying to do. And also there's like a ritual or like some kind of like religion thing that happens at the very beginning of this movie, which I do not like either. And yeah, this just not feel like a very good movie to me at all. I think it's like one of the I think it has the least amount of redeeming value out of any of the movies in this franchise, aside from the ones that I'm gonna end up putting below it. Next up on our list, we have Halloween H2O 20 years later, and am gonna stick this one up in. I'm gonna stick this one up in good. So I really like no, I'll put it above Halloween 4 and 5. I changed my mind. Second guess myself. So I really enjoy Halloween H2O, and this is the mark of the 20 years later in the resurrection timeline, because this movie takes place 20 years after the original Halloween. So this marks the 20-year return of Laurie Strode. And I like how we see that she's like a teacher nowadays, and then we also see where she's at nowadays. Some of these movies I have actually only seen one time, so they're not as like fresh in my mind. But yeah, I do like how they bring back Laurie Strode and they tell us where she's at nowadays and how she's doing as well. So yeah, this is a great movie, and this is arguably one of the best sequels in the franchise. Next up on our list, we have Halloween Resurrection, and a lot of people hate this movie. Like almost everybody has this at the bottom of their list, and I actually enjoy this movie. So it's definitely not a great movie by any means, but I'm gonna stick it on the good tier. And this movie specifically is pretty darn good and fun. It's corny and fun, but it's not like a great or like an outstanding movie. Like they get rid of Laurie Strode in like the first 10 minutes of the movie, and the guy's head that she chopped off at the end of H2O wasn't really Michael. It was a paramedic guy. But then but then in this movie Michael Myers comes back for real, but then they kill off Laurie Strode, and then we get introduced to this group of characters that nobody really cares about. And to be honest, I actually do not mind this movie at all. I do not mind these characters. I do not mind what this movie delivered. I do not mind anything that we have gotten in this movie. So I actually think that this movie is pretty fun. It's a good movie for what it delivered, but I know several people hate this movie, but personally I am in the minority, and I'm one of the few people that enjoys it. Oh boy, and now we're at the ones that Rob Zombie did, and I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm just gonna put both of these movies. I'm just gonna put both of these movies into the bad ones. So with the Rob Zombie movies in particular, I have never been a fan of Rob Zombie. There has been I I've just never been a fan of Rob Zombie, period. And a lot of his movies I don't care for at all. And I actually did not finish either one of these Halloween movies. I don't think I did. But yeah, I do think the first one that he did was better than the second one that he did. But but with the first one that he did, it just felt like a direct rehash of the original movies. And here's what this movie felt like to me. It felt like Rob Zombie said, the original Halloween wasn't a very bad movie, and I wanted it to be a very bad movie. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna remake the original Halloween movie, and I'm not gonna use the modern day technology that we have. I'm gonna use all of the old effects that John Carpenter used um in the original Halloween movie, and then I'm gonna make this movie worse. And I'm all like, dude, I know that's not what he did, but I know that's not what is intended to be, but that's what this movie looked like. And that's also what the outcome of this movie also looked like as well. And then Halloween 2, I didn't even watch like a full hour of that movie. Like I actually thought it was worse than the first Halloween movie that he did. And yeah, the special effects in that movie are awful. The character writing in both of these movies are pretty darn awful as well. So yeah, I will be completely fine never watching either one of those movies again. But yeah, so yeah, those are the four bad Halloween movies in my opinion in this franchise. Next up, starting the David Gordon Green trilogy, is Halloween 2018, and I am gonna stick this one up in the best ones. And ever since I got into the Halloween franchise, aside from the first one, the one that came out in 2018 was my favorite. Because this was a good legacy sequel. Like we had Laurie Strode coming back, we had Frank Officer Hawkins, we we got a new doctor, Doctor Sartain. We couldn't get Doctor Sam Lewis back because because sadly the actor passed away and they weren't able to bring him back. Like, I think I think he passed away before Resurrection even came out. So I don't even think he was even in Halloween Resurrection either. So yeah, it was sad that they weren't able to bring Dr. Sam Loomis back, even though that would have been a cool moment for him to come back. But at least we get Laurie Strode back, we get Michael Myers back, and then we also get Frank Officer Hopkins back as well. And I love how we get all of these characters coming back, and they're just ready to fight Michael again. And this time, they're ready for Michael because the whole point of the first movie is that they're not ready for him. And I love Laurie Strode's daughter. We get introduced to her, and we also get introduced to her granddaughter Allison. And I really like the Allison's boyfriend in this movie too. So yeah, there's just a lot of character dynamics in this movie that are very well developed, and everything in this movie is very well shot. As well, there's a lot of suspense and action going on in this movie, and yeah, this movie is just a phenomenal sequel overall, and I'm hoping that we'll get more legacy sequels like this, because we had Halloween 2018, we had Scream 5, which was Scream 2022, and then most recently we have The Night I Know What You Did Last Summer that came out this year. So we gotten 3 good legacy sequels so far, and I hope we get more down the line because they definitely deserve it. Next up, we have Halloween Kills, the second chapter in the David Gordon Green trilogy / Blumhouse trilogy, and that one's also going to go up there in the best ones. So this is another one that I really enjoy in the Halloween franchise. Like, this movie picks up very well where the first one left off as well. So I like the 1-2 punch that they have. Like, you can watch like Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills back to back, and then you can just see so well how both of those movies connect. And then the same thing can be said with Halloween 4 and 5. There's an amazing 1-2 punch connection there. If you watch those two movies back to back, you see so well how those movies connect together. And then the same thing goes with Halloween H2O and Halloween Resurrection as well. But yeah, I really like Halloween Kills for what it delivered. This movie is a little bit of a mess, but I still think it's a very good sequel. And I love all 3 of the David Gordon Green movies. We'll talk about Halloween Ends here in a second, but yeah, the Blumhouse trilogy I think is a big hit for this franchise, and Halloween Kills is easily a good movie, and it definitely has a lot of kills and victims in this movie. And I think this is the Halloween movie that made Michael past Jason Voorhees with the most kills, because compared to all of the other Halloween movies, this is the one that has the most kills out of any Halloween movie. And they up the carnage candy, and we get a good story and a good pickup from where the last movie left off as well. And yeah, this movie is very enjoyable, and it's easily one of the better movies in the franchise. So last but certainly not least, we have Halloween Ends, And the last one in this franchise is also going to go up there in the best ones. So I know a lot of people do not like Halloween Ends. But personally, I enjoy it. I enjoyed it just as much as the previous two Halloween movies. And with Halloween Ends in particular, it's different, and I know a lot of people don't like the result that this movie had. But I like how it puts a different spin on the franchise, and I like how it's at least different from all of the other Halloween movies, and I really do like the inclusion of the Corey character. Like he's probably one of the better characters in the franchise. Like I don't know if I would say he's like one of the best characters in the franchise, but he's definitely one of the better ones compared to some other guys. Like he's definitely a better character than Dr. Sartain in the 2018 film, I think, because Dr. Sartain he was just not a very good character cuz he nearly killed Frank as he was trying to kill Michael, and then he said, "No, don't kill Michael." And then he kills Frank, and then he almost kills Frank by running him over and stabbing him in the neck. But then he puts Michael Myers' dead corpse in the back with Allison, and then they continue going to Laurie's house, and that was just an incredibly dumb decision that he did. So yeah, this movie is enjoyable, and like I said, I like how the story and the premise of this movie is different compared to the other Halloween movies, as a matter of fact. So yeah, the best ones in this franchise are the original one from 1978, and the last three movies in this franchise as well. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up this tier list, guys, and that is my tier list. As a matter of fact, let me know if you guys agree with most of these, or if you disagree with most of these. Because personally, I think I have good picks, even though I didn't put Resurrection and Halloween Ends as low as people would have expected. But personally, I enjoy those movies, as a matter of fact. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up this tier list for today, as a matter of fact. Be sure you hit that like button as well as that red subscribe button, but most importantly, make sure you press that notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. But without any further ado, guys, I'm going to go get ready back to more videos, because more videos are on the way sooner rather than later, as a matter of fact, guys. But with all that being said, though, guys, take care, drink water, and stay safe, and I will see you all in the very next video. Bye!